going on, everyone?
How do you feel about a game like this where, the offense, I'm sure you guys didn't get in the end zone as much as you want, but you did enough good things in the second half to pull out the victory?
Yeah, there's different ways to win in this league. We definitely made it hard on ourselves. That's for sure. But, a lot of resilient guys, a lot of mature guys. That was a big thing on the sideline and at halftime, just the maturity of our team, especially offensively, just how we stuck together. It wasn't pretty early on, and they were doing some things that gave us trouble, but we stuck with it and, got the W.
One of those games where even when you were ahead, you still kind of felt like you were behind.
Well, sort of. That's how they want to play. They want to make it a slow-paced game like that, one possession at the end, and then let the quarterbacks go at it. So it was kind of, scary there for a minute, but our defense was playing great in that second half. You could just feel it, and I think that gave us a lot of momentum as an offense too. Just they kept getting stops after stop, and we answered finally.
They did some things that made it tough for you. What were they doing that?
It was just that's kind of how their scheme is. They keep you guessing with the the personnel is coming in and out, a lot of people switching. Derwin playing a lot of different positions, but we knew that going into the game. It's just that's their style of football, and we knew that it was going to be a tough game today.
You're an offense that usually is at its best when you're on schedule, third and medium, third and short. But you had a number of third and longs tonight that were big, and what went into that?
Well, we ran the ball a lot tonight. I think we had 40 runs, someone said. So I think that, a couple penalties put us in those long down and distance. I had a stupid sack that I can't have, and it's not going to be perfect. And when we get in those tough situations, it's how can we overcome it? And I thought we did that a couple times tonight, especially in big situations. Juwan making a couple big plays, BA at the end making a couple big snags. It was those type of plays made the difference, I thought.
3rd and 13 to Kittle, that was huge.
Yeah, that gave us all the momentum, I think, too. Just we really weren't doing much before that. We had the one, field goal drive before that, but up until that point, we didn't do much, and George gave us that spark that we needed, and that's kind of how we are. It takes one play to spark us and get the momentum going, and we usually start to roll then.
That you guys were able to have, shut down the Chargers from scoring the ball in the second half.
Yeah, defense was playing awesome. Just you could feel it, too, on the sideline. The stop after stop, we kept getting the ball back and more opportunities, and we fed off that.
You made a couple of big-time throws in the fourth quarter toward the sidelines, one to Kittle, one to Jennings. Do you feel that defenses sort of try to take away the middle of the field against you and that those throws are available if you want them?
Yeah, I think we have guys that can make plays out there. We just, got to get the right play call at the right time. There's certain things like that. But, yeah, I thought guys stepped up, especially in those big moments like you're talking about. Just that's the difference maker. There's maybe 5-6 plays a game that make a difference like that, and those were 2 of them right there.
Before you were to Kittle that you mentioned, you hit the cloud down the sideline. Can you walk us through what you saw on that play and how you did?
Yeah, it was kind of a broken play. Got off the first and second read, just started to scramble, and Ray just became a football player, man. It's kind of what we've been talking about in our skill meetings, just being a football player, making plays like that, and Ray's as cool as anybody. He's just turned it up the sideline, made it look easy. But it was a big one. We needed that.
And then with that
say it again. Sorry.
With that Kittle play and that Ray play, that was part of 5 straight passes that it seemed that you guys really started clicking. How important was that stretch, in the context of pass to set up the run to set up the pass in this game plan? It was huge.
We knew going into this game, they didn't have the best run defense, and we were going to be able to run, but it kind of became stagnant there for a little bit until we, got into that little bit of rhythm there. And I think that's all it takes is once we get into our rhythm like that, we can start rolling and making some good plays like that, and we just got to get there.
Talk about the maturity.
Say it again? Sorry.
Talk about the maturity of this team. And when you're looking at the box score, Elijah Mitchell has 4 more carries than McCaffrey. Kittle has 2 targets. Debo has, I think, 6 targets altogether. So how does that buy in? Like, how do you get the team to buy in knowing that they're not going to get as many targets as they might?
I was kind of talking about this earlier in the week, I think. Just we have a very unselfish team, and I think that's hard to find in the NFL nowadays. Just everyone's about individual stats, fantasy points for all the fantasy owners out there, but we got a team, man. And I think it showed last week against the Rams, guys stepping up in different roles, and it just showed again today. Just guys don't care if they get 10 targets or 1 target. If we get a W's a W, and that's all we're here for. So
Sorry, couldn't avoid
Good, man. No problem.
There was so much talk during the week about all the offensive firepower that was now assembled. I guess what would you say to those who were a little disappointed you guys didn't score 72 points and, you know?
Tell them we got the W tonight, and that's more important than any 72 points. No, it's no, that's just that's the style of defense these guys play, though. They take away, stuff like that and make it hard on you, make you do those 10, 15 play drives that we had to do tonight, and it's not going to be flashy, but W's a W, and I hope the fans are happy with that. See you guys.
To be back, and how do you feel coming out of the game?
Felt real good to be back. It's been a long time, and I'm feeling good coming out the game.
How excited were you guys knowing offensively you would have everybody going for the first time this season into this game?
Oh, man, we felt it's amazing, man. Like I say, to have everybody, that's what you want. You don't want nobody down. So it's amazing, man.
How frustrating is it to watch since week one you've been out, knowing that the running offense hasn't been able to click on all cylinders, knowing that you could help as you did tonight?
Repeat that one more time for me.
How frustrating is it to watch the past couple of months when you've been out, knowing that the 49ers, that you guys haven't been able to run the ball like you wanted to, and knowing that you could help as you did tonight?
Oh, yeah, man. It's always bad, man, just being on the sideline or being hurt. Like I say, just being out there with your brothers it's a different feeling. So, man, it sucked.
With the reputation of Christian McCaffrey, it would be easy for you to think, boy, I wonder how much work I'm going to get. But you got just as much work as he did. Was that something that you knew was going to happen, you expected to happen? Or
I didn't know what was going to happen. Like I say, I prepare anyways, but I knew we was going to split carries either way it go. But it came out real good, though.
Elijah, was there any part of you, like after that trade was made for Christian, that made you a little bit uneasy about what your role might be when you got back?
Oh, yeah, no, definitely. Like I say, at the end of the day, it helps both of us. And like I say, he's year 6, and he's unbelievable back, so I get to learn from him. So I'm excited for it.
How dangerous do you think having you back healthy and him as a running back tandem makes you guys going forward the rest of the season?
Like I say, we could be the best duo backs in the league, man, in my opinion.
What do you think the turning point was for you guys tonight? Because you're trailing for most of the game, and then obviously you come back in the second half. What was the turning point for you guys?
I have to say, at the end of the third quarter and fourth quarter, that's when we really started running the ball and really putting it to them. And we could see the defense. They was very tired. So, oh yeah, we definitely felt it.
Was it to end the game the way you ended it after the game started the way it started?
I think you just adjusted right there. I started off rough, gave up an early touchdown, and I'll take you guys saw it, it was all on me. So I just got to be better with my eyes and just continue to play the game. I flushed it, and had a lot of good support behind me, a lot of great guys on the sideline just being like, hey, been beginning of the game, just continue to play. We got a long game ahead of us, and just being able to seal it out like that, just continue to testament to the guys up front too. I think Charles got his hands on it, so I really appreciate just the way they're playing up front and the tenacity that they got. So very thankful for sure.
What changed in the, not only the second half, but after they put together some drives and made some plays on you guys? What happened? What changed for you guys?
We just went in and made some adjustments. Halftime, just continue to be physical and, switch some things up. And, we just wanted to get after them up front and, play a little bit looser coverage in the back end and continue to force them to check the ball down and just rally to it. You see a lot of guys flying around like Aziz and Jimmy. They're just flying to the ball everywhere it can be. So we were just trying to play top down. I think it was obviously, I think I just gave up that early one that kind of set the tone for us having to backing up a little bit. But, just testament to the guys that continue to play and swarm to the ball.
You guys have shut out the opponent in the second half. How much pride of the defense, as a defense, you guys take in closing games out this way?
Well, we got to, this is not to the defense, this is to me. Just got to continue to shut them out in the beginning too. Because the whole goal is to, if you can hold our offense to 0 points, you have a good chance of winning the game. So everybody's flying around, and I'm not gonna just sit here and act like nothing. I gave up a touchdown today and got to continue to play better. So regardless, we got to win. We just got to move on, and Arizona's coming up next. So.
How hard was it to lose Greenlaw in that moment, and how were you guys able to kind of recover after?
Definitely, that's a tough player to lose. He's a guy that's so energetic, aggressive, a guy that goes out there and flies to the ball and makes the plays that he makes. But if you look at his backup and Aziz, he's just like him. They're just very similar guys that can just flow to the ball, have a really good knack for it, and just continue to play their game and being fast and physical. So, hopefully I don't know how the rules are with being disqualified and stuff. So I was just kind of out there, just next man up. So, but losing a guy like that in Dre is it's a big spot in our defense for sure.
What is it about D'Amico Ryans? Because to his point, you guys constantly are shutting people out in the second half. What impressed you the most about him? What do you think it is about him that allows you guys to play at this high level?
I'll probably describe him in one word as poise. He has a lot of poise. Coming into a locker room, a lot of D coordinators. If you're trailing, if you're up, they're really tight and upbeat. He's the guy that comes in there and he has a big smile on his face, and you're like, we could be down 30. Big smile, and a guy that just understands that we can go out there and we can change the game on defense any way possible. So the poise that he holds in the locker room, it just brings all these guys together and just builds our confidence up so we can go out there and make plays.
How fresh do you feel after the bye? Did it come at a good time for you?
Yeah, definitely. I think everybody loves a bye week. I think it kind of hit perfect in the middle of the season for sure, but came out healthy.
We're able to hold Justin Herbert to under 200 yards passing. Just what does that say about the grit of the defense?
With the tenacity, we're just running around, flying around. But all credit to Justin Herbert as well. He's a great quarterback. Didn't play against him in college. Got to watch him in college. Got to practice against him last year. But a great guy, great quarterback. Made some great plays today. Just got to continue to make the plays on defense for us so we can get a win.
All right, thank you.
Thank you guys. Appreciate it.
In the second half?
We just kept it simple. We literally just ran one call. I feel like the entire second half. When we got to third down, we would dial it up with some pressures, but first and second down, we literally just ran the same thing over and over. Just kept it real simple. First half, D'Amico wanted to try to mix in some blitzes, some pressures, but honestly, it was just perfect for us to just match everything up and play ball in the second half.
I'm assuming that any team that watches you on film will know what that call is, so you're probably not giving away any secrets. What was the one call?
I can't give that away. It's a secret.
This offseason, you said you wanted to work on your coverage, but it seems like this year especially, D'Amico's using you more as like a blitzer. Did you have to just put more effort into that this season, or how have you improved this year as a blitzer?
Honestly, all the credit goes to Coach Kasarik and D'Amico and the way that they kind of dial those pressures up. And I work with Kasarik a lot just on the days that we're installing those blitzes on third down, just detailing it up, him giving me tips on how to run the pressures. And it's not something that in the off season or in season that I worked a ton. It's just all about being relentless, working together as a group on all those pressures. And so they've been working so far.
Pass rush more today than normal?
No, probably about the same.
The frustration level when Dre gets ejected, and how did you guys kind of bounce back from that?
Yeah, anytime you lose your brother out there, that's frustrating. But Aziz came in and did a great job, replacing him. He's obviously been in that position before, so he did a good job out there.
What do you think the issue was in the first half? Was it just the wrong calls?
No. It had nothing to do with the play calls. At the end of the day, whatever D'Amico called, we got to execute that. I think obviously they got the one on us on the first drive, and then we kind of settled in, and it didn't matter what situation we were put in, we were able to kind of hold them to 3, and that was huge, especially in the red zone. Holding them to 3, and in the second half we came out, shut them out.
Right, Shanahan said it didn't feel like a big comeback win, that he treated it like a 0-0 game pretty much all night. Did it feel the same way out there to you guys, or did you feel like we're still down until you finally were?
No, it was such a tight game all the way through. I knew that we were still kind of like in control the whole game. I knew on defense we had to make sure that we were stopping them, especially in that second half. Getting those big stops on third down was huge. But I felt like the offense still had control the entire game. It being able to run the ball 40 times, it wears down a team. So, I never felt like we were really down. It felt even.
You guys obviously gave up a lot of points to the Chiefs 3 weeks ago, and then have it second half shutouts each of the last 2 games. How much did that Chiefs game sort of jar you guys into the way you played since then?
Yeah, it was that was a tough one. That Chiefs game, we obviously didn't play to our standard or play a good game by any means, but it's always on to the next. You learn from your mistakes, and obviously we've been able to implement those
things that we've learned and be able to play our style of defense. We know that we're one of the best defenses in the league, and we've shown that throughout the season. One bad game doesn't define you, so we're just going to keep continuing to get better, focus one game at a time, trying to be the best.
Kyle said that he was particularly proud of the team today, and of course he liked to blow people out, but he was proud of this win. Are these the kind of wins that these next couple months really make the difference for a team?
Yeah, I feel like if anything, these are the type of wins that kind of mean more. The ones that you got to scrap out. Things might not go your way, and as much as you want to blow a team out, it's like when you're down, how are you going to look each other in the eyes and go out there and compete and try to find a way, and there's going to be even more times like that where we're going to be even in a tougher situation throughout the season, and that I think this is what builds character within teams and is going to set us up for success later on in the season.
Takeaways, the last thing to put this defense really over the top. I mean, you got the last one by Huff, and 3 and outs are great, but I know you guys want to take it away too.
Yeah, absolutely. We got to take the ball away more. We always go into every game with the goal of taking 3. So that's for sure. It's not something that's not talked about. We talk about it every day. It's something that's on our mind. We gotta go out and take it.
All right. Thank you guys.
Thanks, guys.
It's fine when you, as a defense, you're able to shut down the opposition. They don't score any points in the second half.
It's extremely satisfying. Yeah, we needed it. We got our offense back, and we got the win.
Did you see the play with Dre Greenlaw? Did you see the play with Dre Greenlaw? What did you think about his ejection?
It's a tough play. Stuff happens really fast out there, and I know him. He's not trying to hurt anybody. He's just trying to make a play, and it is what it is.
What adjustments were you guys able to make in that second half to get more pressure on Herbert?
Not too many adjustments. I think we just stuck with it and kept going, and turned out well.
What do you think the issue was in the first half? The defense played so much better in the second half.
I'll have to look at the tape, honestly. I think maybe some plays where we could have gotten more pressure for sure. We let Herbert sit back there and find some guys, and whenever somebody's open, he's going to get it there. He's a really good player. So, but yeah, I think we just stuck with it.
I know you can't pay attention to everybody around you, but it seemed like Jordan Willis was making plays whenever he was out there. I mean, did you sort of feel that when he was on the field?
For sure. Yeah, no, for him to come back after a long break, getting his knee right, I'm really proud of him. I knew he was going to come back and really contribute for us. He has over the years, and I'm just happy for him, for sure.
You got to pick from Hufanga at the end, and a ton of 3 and outs, but there hasn't been a ton of takeaways yet this year. Is that kind of the next step for this defense to really go to the next level?
Yeah, I mean, that's what changes games, and we emphasize it as much as we can throughout the week, but we really need to hone in on game day. We might lose that focus a little bit, but sometimes stuff like that just doesn't come, and I'm glad we got one.
What kind of mindset do you go into a game like this with as a pass rusher, knowing how difficult it is to sack him? He's the least sacked quarterback in the league, basically, but you guys did, you got to him a couple times, but in big key moments, you guys did impact him with the pass rush.
Same mindset, but with a quarterback like that, he's going to see pressure and move around and get out of there and step up, and you just can't get frustrated. We got to stay cohesive as a unit and not be any independent contractors out there trying to go get a play for ourselves. So just not being selfish and doing our job.
Talanoa was in here earlier saying that he would describe D'Amico Ryans in one word as poised. What have you noticed the most about D'Amico? Where do you think he's improved as a coach since you've been here?
I think he's always been a really good coach, and it really comes down to us executing what he calls, and I think he listens to us. He asks us throughout the game what we like, what we think is going to work, and I think that's a big thing, just the communication between us and him.
These last couple months of the season, does a win like this give you even more confidence that you can pull out some of these scrappier victories when you need to?
Yeah, definitely. Kyle said at the end, it really wasn't our type of game that we were going for. It's kind of how the Chargers have won throughout the year. They kind of hang in there, and then they make plays at the end. And I'm really proud of the defense for stepping up.
Times where the offense faced 3rd and long, 49ers offense faced 3rd and long. Would you guys be getting ready to go back on the field and watch Jimmy make those completions? And what was your view of that from the sideline?
I didn't really get that
49ers
question.
come back in the 4th quarter.
I mean, we ran the ball 40 times, and I think whenever the 49ers do that, it's going to be a pretty good day.
You ended up on the left side a little bit more than you did on the right. Was part of that communication with D'Amico? Is that where you just felt like?
Yeah, I kind of get a little fixated on one side, and I think it would help me to move around a little bit, but that's kind of my fault for not doing it. I just kind of get comfortable, and yeah, I need to. I actually told Chris, he forced me to move around more because I just kind of get in the game and I want to keep going.
Something you can communicate with D'Amico throughout the game?
It's more Chris, but yeah, I think we could do a better job as a D-line of just putting guys on the right side where we know the strengths are, and just closing the pocket a little bit more so he can't escape through the middle.
You mentioned the communication, the way D'Amico communicates with you guys. A game like tonight, at halftime or 3rd quarter, does he make you talking more strategically, or is there a motivation element to the way he talks to you guys?
There's usually the halftime is, unless there's something glaring that we're messing up with, but today it was more just a motivational type speech, which he's great at. And then on the field, adjustments happen as well.
All right, guys, appreciate it.
Thank you.